What if the reason you are still unhappy is not because no one loves you, but because you are expecting people to give your heart what only Allah can provide? People may care for you, support you, and walk beside you, but they were never created to carry the full weight of your happiness. These 5 powerful lessons will show you how to stop depending on others, protect your peace, and trust Allah with the person, timing, and future written for you. 1. You stop expecting someone else to complete you. The first real change begins when you stop waiting for another person to rescue you from loneliness, heal every wound, or give your life meaning. You realize that marriage is a beautiful blessing, but it is not the source of your identity or worth. Your life does not begin when someone chooses you. It is already meaningful because Allah created you with purpose. You start becoming comfortable with your own company instead of treating solitude like a punishment. You strengthen your relationship with Allah, improve your character, care for your health, develop useful skills, and build a life that reflects faith, discipline, and gratitude. You still desire love and companionship, but you no longer believe that another human being must complete what only Allah can fulfill within your heart. A healthy marriage is not created by 2 broken people demanding constant reassurance from each other. It is built by 2 emotionally responsible people who know that their deepest dependence belongs to Allah. When you stop searching for someone to become your entire world, you become ready for a spouse who can walk beside you, support you, and grow with you without replacing your Creator. This is when love becomes peaceful rather than desperate, because you are no longer asking another person to carry a responsibility that was never meant for them. 2. Break free from emotional dependence on people. The second powerful lesson begins when you realize that your peace should not rise and fall according to someone's attention. Emotional dependence happens when a person's messages, approval, presence, or behavior begins controlling your entire mood. When they are kind, you feel valuable, but when they become distant, you feel rejected and empty. This slowly gives another human being power over a heart that should remain connected to Allah. You begin to understand that attention is not always genuine love, strong attachment is not always compatibility, and missing someone does not always mean they are right for your future. Sometimes you are holding on because you fear being alone, not because the relationship is healthy. Allah may allow distance to reveal what your emotions were preventing you from seeing clearly. Breaking free does not mean becoming cold or refusing to love. It means loving people without making them responsible for your emotional survival. You stop chasing inconsistent attention, begging for reassurance, and sacrificing your dignity to keep someone close. Instead, you turn to Allah, strengthen your self-respect, and learn to calm your heart without depending on another person's response. When your peace no longer depends on who stays, who leaves, or who notices you, you become emotionally prepared for a relationship built on respect, balance, faith, and sincere love, rather than fear and desperation. 3. Make dua with trust instead of desperation. The third powerful lesson begins when your dua changes from desperate attachment into sincere trust. At first, you may keep asking Allah for one specific person because your heart has already decided that they must be your future. You beg for their attention, search for signs, and feel anxious whenever the situation does not move according to your expectations. But desperation can make you hold tightly to something Allah may be protecting you from. As your faith grows, you stop asking Allah to force one particular outcome. Instead, you pray, "O Allah, grant me the person who is best for my faith, heart, character, and future. If this person is not good for me, remove the attachment from my heart and guide me toward what is better." This kind of dua requires courage because you are no longer placing your desire above Allah's knowledge. You begin understanding that rejection may be protection, delay may be preparation, and a closed door may be saving you from pain you cannot yet see. You still make dua consistently, but you no longer allow impatience to destroy your peace. You trust that Allah knows the heart you need, the time you are ready, and the future you cannot see. When your dua becomes peaceful rather than desperate, You stop chasing what is uncertain and begin preparing yourself for whatever Allah has written with wisdom, mercy, and perfect timing. 4. Learn to be peaceful before the right person arrives. The fourth powerful lesson begins when you stop treating your current season as an empty waiting room. Many people believe they will finally feel peaceful when the right person enters their life. They imagine marriage will remove loneliness, silence every insecurity, heal every disappointment, and make each day feel complete. But when your happiness depends entirely on someone arriving, waiting becomes painful, and every delay begins to feel like rejection. You start comparing your life with others, questioning your worth, and wondering whether Allah has forgotten you. The truth is that Allah may not be keeping love away from you. He may be teaching your heart how to receive it without losing itself. Peace before marriage is not the absence of a desire for companionship. It is the ability to desire something beautiful without allowing that desire to control your emotions. You can sincerely pray for a spouse while still appreciating the life Allah has given you today. You can hope for marriage without behaving as though your life has no purpose until it happens. The person written for you may become an important part of your journey, but they should not become the reason you finally believe your journey matters. This season is an opportunity to build the qualities that will protect your future relationship. You learn patience when your prayers are not answered immediately. You learn emotional control when people disappoint you. You learn gratitude when your life looks different from what you expected. You learn discipline by continuing to improve yourself even when no one is watching. These qualities will not suddenly appear on the day you get married. You carry into marriage the habits, wounds, fears, expectations, and reactions you developed before it. If you have not learned how to manage loneliness, you may place unbearable pressure on your spouse to be constantly available. If you have not healed from past rejection, you may misinterpret ordinary distance as abandonment. If you have not learned to communicate calmly, every disagreement may feel like a threat to the relationship. If you have not learned to trust Allah, you may expect another human being to provide a level of certainty that no person can promise. This is why inner preparation is just as important as finding the right person. Learning to be peaceful means becoming comfortable with your own company without isolating yourself from the world. You begin creating meaningful routines instead of spending every quiet moment thinking about who has not arrived. You care for your health, develop your skills, strengthen your family relationships, serve others, and build a deeper connection with Allah. You fill your life with purpose, not merely with distractions. There is a difference between staying busy to avoid your feelings and building a life that genuinely reflects who you want to become. Your relationship with Allah becomes the place where your heart returns when it feels uncertain. You speak to Him in dua instead of allowing your thoughts to run endlessly in circles. You remember that Allah hears the prayers you struggle to express and understands the pain you hide from everyone else. You stop assuming that delay means denial. Sometimes Allah delays what you love because He is improving your character, protecting you from the wrong timing, or arranging circumstances you cannot yet see. You also stop comparing your timeline with the timelines of others. Someone else's engagement, marriage, or growing family is not evidence that you have been left behind. Allah does not distribute blessings according to one schedule. What arrives early for one person may arrive later for another, and what looks beautiful from a distance may contain struggles you know nothing about. Comparison makes you overlook your own blessings and turns someone else's happiness into a reason to question Allah's plan for you. When you become peaceful before the right person arrives, you are less likely to choose from fear. Desperation can make almost any attention feel like love. It can convince you to overlook warning signs because you are afraid another opportunity may never come. It can make you tolerate disrespect, inconsistency, secrecy, or emotional confusion because being connected to the wrong person seems easier than being alone. But peace gives you clarity. It allows you to observe character instead of being blinded by excitement. It helps you ask whether a person is truly good for your faith and future, not merely whether they make you feel wanted in the moment. Peace also protects you from turning marriage into an unrealistic dream. Marriage is not a permanent escape from sadness, responsibility, or difficulty. Even a loving spouse will have weaknesses, stressful days, and moments when they cannot understand everything you feel. A strong marriage is not created by finding a flawless person. It is created when two imperfect people bring patience, mercy, communication, responsibility, and faith into the relationship. When you understand this beforehand, you stop searching for someone who will magically solve your life and begin looking for someone willing to build a life with you. Use this season to examine your own heart honestly. Ask yourself whether you can receive correction without becoming defensive, whether you can apologize without protecting your pride, and whether you can express your needs without manipulation or anger. Ask whether you know how to set healthy boundaries, forgive without ignoring repeated harm, and disagree without insulting someone's dignity. These lessons may not seem romantic, but they are among the qualities that keep love alive when feelings are tested. Do not wait for a future spouse before becoming the person you hope to be in marriage. Become more truthful now. Become more patient now. Learn responsibility now. Strengthen your worship now. Control your reactions now. The person written for you should not have to carry the entire burden of repairing habits you repeatedly refuse to confront. Self-improvement will never make you perfect, but it will help you enter marriage with greater awareness, humility, and emotional maturity. There will still be days when waiting feels difficult. Peace does not mean you never feel lonely or wonder when your prayer will be answered. It means those emotions no longer control your faith. You acknowledge them, bring them to Allah, and continue living with purpose. You do not shame yourself for wanting companionship, but you also do not allow that desire to make you ungrateful for everything already present in your life. Remember that your current life is not a temporary version that becomes valuable only after marriage. These days are part of your story. The worship you offer, the character you develop, the people you help, and the strength you build all matter. Do not postpone your happiness until someone appears. Do not delay your growth until another person gives you motivation. Begin living meaningfully now, because the right person should join a life that is already moving toward Allah, not become the only reason that life begins to move. When Allah finally opens the right door, peace will help you recognize the difference between genuine compatibility and temporary excitement. You will not need to force every conversation, chase uncertain intentions, or abandon your standards to keep someone interested. You will be able to move with wisdom, make istikhara, seek trustworthy advice, and observe whether the relationship brings respect, responsibility, and closeness to Allah. Become peaceful before the right person arrives, because the healthiest love is not born from two people trying to escape themselves. It grows when two people have learned to stand with faith, carry their responsibilities, and depend first upon Allah. Then they can walk beside one another without turning love into emotional captivity. When your heart is already anchored in Allah, companionship becomes a blessing you appreciate, not an idol you fear losing. 5. Trust Allah to open the right door at the right time. The fifth and most important lesson is learning to trust Allah with the door you cannot open by yourself. You may meet people, make sincere dua, improve your character, and take every correct step, yet the result still remains beyond your control. You cannot force another person's heart, control their intentions, or decide exactly when marriage will happen. Your responsibility is to take halal steps with wisdom. The outcome belongs to Allah. Many people lose their peace because they believe every delay means something is wrong. They watch others move forward, see engagements announced, and wonder why their own prayer still appears unanswered. They begin to question their worth, beauty, character, or future. But another person receiving a blessing before you does not mean Allah has forgotten you. His timing is not careless, and His delay is never without knowledge. You only see the person you want today. Allah sees what that person may become tomorrow. You see the attraction, the conversations, and the possibility of marriage. Allah sees the hidden character, the future difficulties, the influence that relationship may have on your faith, and every consequence that could follow. Something may look perfect from your limited position, while Allah knows it would slowly damage your peace. This is why a closed door is not always a punishment. Sometimes it is one of Allah's greatest protections. You may cry because someone walked away, while Allah knows what remaining with them would have cost you. You may feel rejected because a proposal did not continue, while Allah knows the pain that marriage might have brought. You may wonder why communication suddenly ended, while Allah knows what was being hidden from you. What feels like loss today may later become the reason you thank Allah with your entire heart. Trusting Allah does not mean sitting passively and expecting a spouse to appear without effort. Islam teaches you to take responsible action. Speak to your family, involve trustworthy people, maintain clear intentions, ask meaningful questions, and observe character carefully. Make dua and istikhara. Seek advice from people who are wise, honest, and not controlled by emotion. Take the steps that are available, but do not confuse effort with control. You can knock on a door, but only Allah decides whether opening it will be good for you. Sometimes desperation makes you push against a door that Allah continues to close. You repeatedly excuse disrespect, ignore inconsistency, and convince yourself that patience means tolerating emotional confusion. You keep chasing because you are afraid that letting go will leave you alone forever. But what is written for you does not require you to destroy your dignity in order to receive it. The right path may involve challenges, because no relationship is free from difficulty. However, there is a difference between normal effort and constant emotional chaos. There is a difference between patience and self-abandonment. There is a difference between solving misunderstandings and repeatedly begging someone to treat you with basic respect. Do not call confusion a sign from Allah simply because you are emotionally attached. When the right door begins opening, approach it with faith and intelligence. Do not allow excitement to silence wisdom. Observe whether the person is responsible, truthful, respectful, and serious about commitment. Pay attention to how they behave when disappointed, corrected, or denied what they want. Words can create a beautiful first impression, but character is revealed through patterns. Ask yourself whether this connection strengthens your relationship with Allah or slowly pulls you away from Him. Does it encourage honesty, modesty, responsibility, and peace? Or does it create secrecy, guilt, anxiety, and constant compromise? A person can make your heart race and still be wrong for your life. Intense feelings are not proof of a blessed future. A healthy door will not require you to abandon your principles before you enter it. Trust Allah enough to believe that you do not need to accept every opportunity simply because you have been waiting. Loneliness can lower your standards and make temporary attention appear more valuable than it truly is. You may begin thinking, perhaps this is my only chance, but the one who created you is not limited to one person, one proposal, or one opportunity. Never remain in something harmful because you believe Allah cannot replace it. Allah can remove what you thought you could never live without and eventually show you why it was never meant to stay. He can bring someone into your life through a path you never expected. He can change your circumstances in a moment after years of waiting. He can answer a prayer in a form more beautiful than the image you carried in your mind. Your task is not to predict how Allah will answer. Your task is to remain sincere while you wait. There may be times when your heart becomes tired. You may make the same dua repeatedly and wonder whether it is reaching Allah. Remember that Allah hears you before the words even leave your mouth. He knows the loneliness you do not discuss, the disappointment you hide behind your smile, and the future you quietly hope for. No sincere prayer is invisible to Him. An answer may come in different forms. Allah may give you what you requested. He may delay it until you are ready. He may protect you from something harmful. He may redirect you towards something better. Your limited understanding may recognize only one of these as an answer, but Allah's mercy is greater than your expectations. Do not measure His love by the speed of the response. Sometimes the waiting period is preparing you for the responsibility attached to your prayer. You may ask for a loving spouse, but Allah is teaching you how to love without controlling. You may ask for someone patient, but Allah is developing patience inside you. You may ask for emotional safety, but Allah is showing you how to communicate instead of reacting. You may ask for a peaceful home, but Allah is removing habits that would disturb that peace. The preparation may feel unrelated to the prayer, yet it may be part of the answer. You must also be honest about what you are asking Allah to open. Are you praying for someone because they possess good character, faith, and genuine compatibility, or because you are afraid of losing their attention? Are you seeking marriage, or are you seeking relief from loneliness? Are you asking for a partner who will help you move toward Allah, or merely someone who makes you feel desired? Your intention matters, because not every desire deserves to become your destiny. When you make dua, ask Allah for qualities, rather than becoming trapped by one face. Ask for someone who fears Allah, respects your dignity, communicates truthfully, and approaches marriage with responsibility. Ask for a heart that can offer mercy during difficulty, not only affection during easy moments. Ask for a person who will protect the relationship when emotions change and who understands that marriage is an amana, not entertainment. Then ask Allah to make you capable of offering those same qualities. Do not spend the entire waiting period evaluating what your future spouse must become while ignoring your own development. Prepare yourself to be trustworthy, emotionally mature, patient, and responsible. Learn to listen, learn to apologize, learn to control your anger, and express your needs respectfully. Strengthen your faith so that when hardship enters the marriage, both of you know where to turn. The right door is not only about meeting the right person, it is also about becoming ready to enter without carrying unnecessary destruction with you. Trusting Allah also means accepting that the person you strongly wanted may not be the person He chooses. This can be difficult because attachment creates its own future inside the mind. You imagine conversations, marriage, a home, and years that have not happened. When the connection ends, you are not only grieving the person, you are grieving the future you imagined. But an imagined future is not the same as a written future. Let Allah remove what He knows is not yours. Do not keep reopening a door that He has repeatedly closed. Do not search for secret meanings in clear rejection. Do not sacrifice months or years waiting for someone who refuses to offer clarity. Protect your heart from living in uncertainty when the other person has shown no serious intention. Your dignity is not pride. Protecting it is wisdom. When something is truly right, you should still proceed carefully, but you will not need to manipulate, beg, or abandon yourself. There should be honesty about intentions and a willingness to involve families or responsible people. There should be movement toward commitment rather than endless emotional attachment without direction. A serious person may need time, but they will not use your feelings while avoiding responsibility. Do not confuse beautiful promises with an open door. Look for responsible action. And once Allah opens the right door, enter it with gratitude rather than fear. Do not allow old wounds to convince you that every good thing will eventually leave. Do not punish a sincere person for what someone else did to you. Healing does not mean forgetting every painful experience. It means refusing to let the past control how you respond to the present. Trust the process, but keep your dependence on Allah. Even after marriage, your spouse will not control every outcome. Life may bring financial pressure, misunderstandings, illness, family responsibilities, and unexpected tests. The same trust that helped you wait for the right person will be required to protect the relationship when life becomes difficult. Marriage is not the end of tawakkul. It is another place where tawakkul becomes essential. The person Allah brings may become a source of comfort, but Allah remains the source of all comfort. Your spouse may support you, but Allah remains your ultimate protector. Your spouse may understand much of your heart, but only Allah understands it completely. Keeping this balance prevents love from becoming worship and attachment from becoming emotional captivity. So stop trying to force your future. Stop believing that your happiness depends on one person choosing you. Stop panicking whenever your timeline looks different from everyone else's. What is truly written for you cannot be taken by someone else, and what was never written for you cannot be secured through desperation. Continue making dua, continue improving yourself, continue taking halal and responsible steps, but after every effort, place the matter back into Allah's hands. Say, "Oh Allah, I trust what you know more than what I feel. Open the door that will protect my faith, heart and future. Close every door that will harm me, even if I am emotionally attached to it. Give me the strength to accept your answer and the patience to trust your timing. Then continue living. Do not spend your life standing in front of one closed door while ignoring every blessing already surrounding you. Worship Allah, serve your purpose, strengthen your character, and appreciate the season you are in. The right person should meet you while you are moving toward Allah, not find you emotionally frozen in fear. When the time is right, Allah can connect two lives in a way no human plan could arrange. Until then, protect your peace, maintain your standards, and trust His wisdom. The door meant for you will never require you to lose Allah, abandon your dignity, or become someone you were never meant to be. Trust Allah. What He opens cannot be closed by people, and what He closes should never be forced by your desperation. Stop placing the responsibility for your happiness in the hands of people. Their attention may change, their promises may weaken, and their presence may not always remain, but Allah will never abandon the heart that sincerely turns toward Him. Let people walk beside you, but never allow them to replace the one who created you. Build your peace through faith, your strength through dua, and your happiness through gratitude. Then, when Allah opens the right door, you will not enter it as someone begging to be completed. You will enter as someone already grounded, healed, and prepared to love without losing yourself. So release what you cannot control. Stop forcing people to stay. Stop chasing the love that keeps stealing your peace. What Allah has written for you will reach you at the right time, through the right door, and in the way that is best for your faith and future. Trust Him, protect your heart, keep becoming better, because the moment you stop expecting people to make you happy is the moment you finally become free enough to receive the happiness Allah has already been building within you.